If you're new to the area, we don't handle snow down here very well. We don't. We tend to freak out. And here's the thing. I mean, if you hear it's going to snow, just stay home. Stay home. Where are you going to go? You go to the grocery store? No. You won't be able to buy any bread, eggs, or milk because the Southerners done bought it all up like a bunch of doomsday hoarders. Not sure what it is about the threat of impending snow that turns us all into Paula Deen. We ain't got power, but we got French toast. My mom used to make something called snow cream. Anybody do that? She makes snow cream? That was healthy, wasn't it? She took this big old metal mixing bowl, put in a bag of sugar, a gallon of milk, and snow scraped off the molded deck railing. That's a penicillin popsicle right there. It'll make you sick and cure you. Some good eating right there. But if you're from different parts of the country, we drive differently down here. We do. We have different rules of driving. You just have to learn. You just have to learn. Like in most parts of the country, if you come to a four-way intersection, the person on the right goes first. In the South, if you come to a four-way intersection, the person on the right waits for the person on the left to go. The person on the left insists the person on the right go. And they sit there waving to each other all day until someone from Jersey comes and lays on the horn. That's how it works. It's just different. Just different. I was born and raised here in North Carolina, lived here my whole life. I consider myself a native Southerner. Any native Southerners? Yeah, just raise your hand, holler, throw some okra, whatever. Whatever feels good. Oh man, we face stereotypes. We do. I was traveling out. I was up north recently, and this guy comes up to me after the show. He's like, "Hey, from North Carolina, how come you have them crazy Southern accents?" I don't get mad. I just had a little fun with him. I said, "Well, here's my secret. I've been through redneck rehab." At the tender age of 15, I was separated from my wife, our 6 kids, plucked me out of the trailer park and take me to a secret holding unit where they deprived me of pro wrestling, NASCAR, and line dancing. They exposed me to all kinds of new things like shoes and fractions. I'm from a little town called Saxby, North Carolina. Very trendy now. It wasn't so trendy growing up. Just a small little town out in the country. My mom's like, nothing good here happens after midnight. I'm like, nothing good here happens before midnight. What you talking about? We went to a little small church out there in the country. A little small church. We used to call everybody brother so-and-so and sister so-and-so. When I was a kid, I thought we were all related. Turns out we were. Very small church. This is embarrassing. I'm sort of embarrassed to admit this, but when I was young, my dad used me to avoid the draft. Yeah, winter nights, he'd make me lie down by the front door, block that cold air from coming in. You ought not use your kids as weather stripping. That's just wrong. Just wrong. My parents were cheap. They would use Christmas as an excuse to buy me things I needed anyway. I'm like, Mom, my shoe got a hole in the bottom. She's like, don't worry, baby, Christmas is just around the corner. I'm like, Mom, it's July. My dad was cheap. He was a kind of a hoarder, you know. He was always bringing something he found home on the side of the road. You know, if my dad was behind you on the highway and something fell off your truck, it was his now. That's the law of the country. We spent our weekends just falling around people that were moving. Just waiting for them to go around a sharp curve. It's crazy. Our parents' philosophy was make do. You know, we didn't have a lot. We just had to make do with what we did have. You know, we didn't have a bunch of fancy store-bought games. We had to make up our own country games like name them droppings. How about a round of Who's Got Chiggers? Looks like I won again. All right. My dad would shop at the Big Lots. The Big Lots. He would buy our groceries there. Everything was expired or a knockoff brand. We didn't have Miracle Whip. We had Well, I'll Be Dang Whip. We didn't have I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. We had Come On Now, That's Butter, Ain't It? Similar, but different. Just had to make do. Oh, New Year's Eve, we didn't have fireworks, just a drunk uncle with a butane torch and a roll of toilet paper. Happy New Year. Woo! That's how we rolled. Southern people love fireworks and beer, and that is a deadly combination. Every July 4th around the South, Southern people are blowing themselves up left and right. Let's hope the terrorists don't get wind of this. They'll stop with the suicide bombs, just open up roadside fireworks down the way to Myrtle Beach, sell old Milwaukees and M80s, and we will blow ourselves up for you. That's not jihad, that's yee-haw! Now, if you don't laugh at these jokes, the terrorists win. We all come from crazy family. Everybody has crazy family members. It's hard to explain stranger danger to your kids when you come from a crazy family. It is. They're like, all right, kids, don't talk to strangers. They're like, well, what's a stranger look like? How will we know if somebody's a stranger? Well, if they got long hair, long beard, drinking, smoking, cursing. Uncle Ricky? Well, he did burn down the chicken house with those fireworks. Maybe so. Just stay away from Uncle Ricky. Crazy family, crazy. My aunt, I got this Aunt Linda. She's real Southern. She's not real good on the computer. She was in a SNIT the other day. She'd called tech support on her computer and got patched over to somebody overseas, a place she called India, which I think is like India, but more. And I said, well, what happened? She said, I called him up. I said, I can't get my computer to cut on. Which one of these buttons do I supposed to mash? That is word for word. Which one of these buttons do I supposed to mash? Turns out the guy overseas had to ask her for someone to speak English. It's a bit of a juxtaposition. We live way out in the country. We didn't just run off to the doctor when we got sick. We would look around the house for common household items to cure our sickness. You know, if I had a stomach ache, my mom would give me a Coke to help settle my stomach. If we had a cough, we kept a jar of whiskey in the cabinet to help cut that cough. Now, if I had a stomach ache and a cough, well, that's a Jack and Coke right there. People were like, your son can't walk yet? No, he's just drunk. He'll be fine.